There we go. Make that work. All right, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things I've been seeing on the internet. One of the things I've seen is Colin Kaepernick. He's a quarterback. He used to play for the San Francisco 49ers. He refused to stand for the national anthem, and people lost their minds. They literally lost their minds. But those same people that lost their minds about a guy refusing to stand for the national anthem, I don't see a whole lot of condemnation for people marching with Nazi flags. Now, those people marching with the Nazi flags, I had family that fought in World War II. Two of my granduncles, as a matter of fact. One of them died in Germany. Well, France, I guess, on his way to Germany. But we've got a problem here because these people aren't calling this kind of stuff out. Now, there is a proliferation of hatred in North America. And part of that proliferation of hatred, I believe, is because we didn't call out people who were saying abjectly horrible things. So, you know, in Canada and in America, we have these Al-Quds Day celebrations. Now, these celebrations, and they call them celebrations, is pretty disgusting. These people basically chant death to Israel, from the river to the sea, Khyber Khyber Ya Yahud. Really, you know, unpleasant things. But the average Canadian, the average American doesn't care because it's far away. You know, we don't really know much about that stuff. We don't realize that when you let somebody talk about killing another people, about basically committing a genocide, you're opening a door that you really don't want to open. You want to talk about Pandora's box? This is Pandora's box. And we've opened it. Because we didn't call that stuff out. We didn't say that's unacceptable behavior. We didn't say, no, you can't bring your shit from somewhere else here and expect us to be okay with it. And instead, we let them do it. We let them talk about that stuff. And now other groups are starting. And now we have groups like Black Lives Matter who have suddenly decided that they're going to, you know, support all people that are oppressed from Ferguson to Palestine. Well, that's really great sounding until you start listening to some of the other rhetoric that they spout. Start talking about how, you know, we don't need police officers and we should get rid of all police. No. Just no. I know what that's called. It's called anarchy. It's called Mad Max. I saw that movie. I didn't really like it. So, you know, we've got these kinds of ideas being proliferated now, and we've got Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is basically a propaganda wing, and they make all these really, really beautiful videos of, you know, look at the native people at Standing Rock fighting the American government. You know what? Standing Rock is a legit concern. Standing Rock is really important for native people. We have to be able to set the tone. We have to be able to be the ones that they have to talk to us before they try to build things through our land. But here's the problem, is I don't necessarily want the Arabs speaking on my behalf. And now everyone's going to freak out and say, oh, Ryan, you sound like a racist because you said you don't want the Arabs speaking on your behalf. You know what? I don't want the white people speaking on my behalf either. I don't want the black people speaking on my behalf. I will speak on my behalf. I will speak for my people. My people will speak for my people. Now, let's be honest, I also want other people from other groups to be willing to speak up beside us and with us. And you know what? If they have expertise, I want them to use that expertise. And if they have something to teach me, I want them to teach me. But what I don't want, and what none of us want, is the proliferation of hate. That means that we have to call people out when they say hateful shit towards other people. So when the Turks deny the Armenian genocide, we have to say, hey, no, that happened. We know it happened. You know, when the German people say, oh, the Holocaust, what are you talking about, the Holocaust? That never happened. Yeah, you guys documented it. You are probably the biggest documenters of all time. You documented that shit. We know it happened. So, I mean, these are the kinds of things that we have to step up. And as Canadians, we have to step up and say, no, this is not cool, man. Like, we're not down with this. And if we don't, we're going to end up in a situation like we have now, with people marching with Nazi flags, and everybody just kind of shrugging their shoulders and saying, well, it's just a few Nazis. Well, I'm pretty sure in 1939, people finally started to realize it wasn't just a few Nazis. Because in the early 1930s, they all thought it was just a few Nazis. And then we had the worst war that mankind has ever seen. So, something to think about.